Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Well, tomorrow, Caleb and I are going on a really long and hopefully awesome road trip with the T-Rex camper and my Ford Lightning. We are gonna go down to Birmingham, Alabama. There's a couple museums I've been wanting to take them to. So we're gonna go for a road trip. It should be a couple hundred miles and should be no problem for the T-Rex camper and the Ford Lightning. I'm getting, seems like right around 450 miles with these two combined together. So we're gonna go down there, check out the area, and just see where the weekend takes us. So buckle up, get some popcorn, and yeah, this should be a fun trip tomorrow. All right, and Caleb and I are ready to shove off. This is gonna be 4 hours and 28 minutes, 278 miles. Should be no problem. Oh shoot, I gotta grab our charger so I can charge at the campground. Okay. I'm gonna get that and then we're gonna shove off. And we're off. We're leaving with, the truck says 94% state of charge. That should be plenty. I didn't have time to charge to 100% anyway, but I'll show you the display here. I just made the selection on my screen for the T-Rex camper and it looks like the truck is actually adapting. When I first started driving with the camper, it would only show like 110 miles. And now I connected it and it went up to 212 miles. So it's learning slowly but surely that it has a battery connected on the back. Haven't had any more issues in the driving that we've done. No more error codes. But again, it might happen here and there. But so here we go for about, what did I say, 4 and a half hours. Well, we're driving along. We've been going for about 3 hours and 50 minutes. We just passed the halfway mark, actually a few miles ago. I forgot to take a video sooner. We're at 48%. Well, actually, I'll just turn it around and show you guys. So we're getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty much what I expected from our previous trips. I've had the cruise set at 65, but we just got out of a construction zone, so I hadn't bumped it up yet. Gasometer says 120 mile range, and we've driven 197 miles. So if you figure ballpark roughly 200 miles at 50%, because remember we didn't leave with a 100% charge, 400 miles should be no problem. I really still think we can do better because we've also been cruising along pretty good speed. We haven't stopped, but we're also having the air conditioning on. We've had the radio on. It's nice and cold in here. We're not really making any sacrifices or anything. So at least 400 miles, but I think last time I estimated 440 miles and that still seems pretty reasonable. So there's your update. Everything is going great so far, knock on wood. And we are about an hour and 18 minutes away from our campground. What's up guys? Caleb and I made it to our campground. It took a while. We only stopped twice and that was just because Caleb had to use the bathroom and I wanted to check over the camper because it was a long trip and I don't usually go that far without checking out the camper and stuff. But we're here and I'm gonna show you all of the numbers to let you guys know how we did. Well, before we go over the numbers, super quick service here. He's ready for me, so I'm following him, and he's gonna take us to our campground, or our little spot that we have for the night. But yeah, wow, I couldn't believe he was right there as soon as we got out. And yeah, so we'll go get parked, and then I'll go over the numbers with you. All right, let me check with him and then we'll finish up. Here we are at our campground. Not very private, but it'll be fine for Caleb and I. So I'll show you the numbers here. We averaged 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour. We drove for 5 hours and 40 minutes. I left the car on both times when we stopped. So I didn't reset it. I just let it keep going all this whole time. So 5 hours, 40 minutes, 288 miles. Car's guessometer says we have 51 miles of range, which it's usually double that, but let's check it. So the car says it has 27% battery remaining. And now with my Diablo Sport controller here, it says 35 kilowatt hours are remaining. And that's data coming directly from the car, so hopefully that is fairly accurate. So if I was to use all of that power, so 35 kilowatt hours, so it'll be 35 times, I've been getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So multiply that times 2.3. I should have at least 80 miles remaining, but that is just in the truck. You have to keep in mind also we have the camper back there, so it really should be about double that. So times 2 equals 161 miles still remaining that I could drive. I don't know who would want to drive 5 hours and 40 minutes and then still want to drive another 2 more hours. People always complain about electric cars and how they can't tow and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's a lot. We did not stop to charge anywhere, not once. So it's a bit of a haul, and we still, like I said, had to stop. I had to check the trailer. Caleb had to pee. So this Ford Lightning just does awesome. And for all the people saying it's not good enough, granted, yes, my T-Rex is the range extender, but this truck is more than adequate. But yeah, so let's add 161 miles plus the 288 miles that I already drove. 0.2. So yeah, 449 mile range. So again, pretty much just what I thought. I can drive about 450 miles. It sounds pretty reasonable. And that's even after we had crazy traffic. I think we probably could have done better. We had crazy stop and go traffic that just started murdering my range. That was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then again in Birmingham, Alabama. That's not good for your range. But that's it for now. We're gonna get settled. I'll plug in, start charging the truck back up again. We're gonna find some food.
Good morning, YouTube. Caleb and I slept pretty well. Now we're out here doing some playing before we shove off. So a little update on the charging. I kind of made a mistake and I forgot how slow 125 volts at 25 amps was. It was crazy slow. It was gonna be days until the car was charged. What's up, buddy? So what I did is unplugged the truck from the camper and I charged at a 1450 outlet, which is like a normal dryer or range plug that you'd have at your house. So a typical plug that you would use at your house for your EVSE, your wall charger. And I got up to about 97% overnight with that, but just on my truck. So that means I'm gonna have to use just the truck until the voltages are close enough to match. And I probably will have to stop and charge somewhere on the way home. There also might be a change of plans. I'm kind of thinking maybe going to Nashville tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna run it by him and we'll see what kind of day we have. But first, we are going to a huge, it looks like a really awesome motorcycle museum. Damn, I forget the name. Butler's? Barrett's? Something like that. I'll have more information soon. And there actually is a charger there. So I'll try to use that if I can. And after that, we're going to the Mustang Museum. So we have a fun day, a full day already planned, plus driving, but we might try to squeeze in Nashville because there's also a National Drive Electric Week event happening in Nashville this afternoon. So could be a big day, full day, but we'll see how far we get. So here's the setup, just to show you guys real quick. I have this connected to one of those 3-prong plugs. It's charging at, let's see what it's charging, 10 amps at 115-ish volts. It was going faster, but we are pretty close to fully charged, so it's tapered off a little bit. I can show you in here. Oh, it's gonna take forever to boot, but we're around 97% state of charge for just the truck. And you can see that I'm disconnected. It's really easy to disconnect all this stuff, but I'm gonna get us all connected again and we'll get ready to shove off. and we'll just use the battery power from the truck first until these are a little closer in balance. But that's it for now. So here we are, all loaded up, ready to shove off. As you can see, the guessometer says 205 miles. I can't remember what it was when I left, but that's pretty good. And the truck is at 98%. And if you come down here, you can see the battery voltage differences. The truck is at 390 volts. The T-Rex is at 341.7 volts. And that is, again, because I didn't charge the camper for very long at all last night. So we'll use the power from this until they get a little bit closer. I could actually close this switch and put them in parallel right now, but that's a pretty big difference and there's no sense to risk it. So I will use some out of here, let them get a little bit closer, and then I'll hit the switch and put them in parallel again. And the first place we're going to has a charging station, so hopefully by then I'll be able to put them in parallel and charge there.
Continue on Barber Motorsports Parkway for 1 mile.
Here we are, Caleb.
What?
We're here.
Well,
Zoo Run Safari for kids? Was that today? That would work out pretty nicely, huh?
are we at the motorcycle show?
We are. We're at the motorcycle show.
Yay!
Yay! We're gonna check this place out. Looks awesome. All right, we made it to the motorcycle museum. We're super excited. I'm glad they happen to have these Porsche charging stations. It's pretty cool. I've never seen these before. These are actually, must be, provided by Porsche, but it's still a typical J1772 plug, so any EV can use them. But they're really nice looking. So we're gonna be here charging while we're inside looking at all the cool motorcycles, and I think they do have some cars. Time to go look at some stuff. I know, that'd be cool, but you can't sit in them.
Over there. Let's go. Let's go to the motorcycle.
Oh my God, this place is huge.
Look at all the motorcycles. What? No. It's a motorcycle show.
That bike right there, the Honda, is my old bike, except for I had a newer one. That one is 2007-ish probably. I had a 2008. And down there looks like there is a GT40. And we're on the 5th floor. So we're at the top right now. I am honestly feeling extremely overwhelmed. I had no idea it was gonna be this big. And no wonder the ticket prices are so high, because there's a lot of money in here. And Caleb's having fun. Yeah, there's a ramp. Let's start up here, buddy. Let's do this whole floor. Oh my God, and they have a serious racetrack. That is incredible. Wonder how much it costs to race on this. They have a Porsche club here right now, I guess. But they do have a mix of others, they said. Oh, look at that. They have a waterfall over there. Wow. There's a Miata, a Corvette, Nissan, Porsche, and I don't know what that is. A Mazda? I don't know what that was. Holy cow. This is incredible. Hey, buddy. Wow, guys, this place is absolutely incredible. My mind is blown. This is way bigger and better. If you guys are ever in the area, you definitely need to check out Barber's. So the crazy thing about this place, it's the largest motorcycle museum or collection anywhere in the world. They have, he said, 1,050 or something like that on display, and then they have another 900 that are put away that aren't even on display. There is another museum, Ohio, I think he said, that the owner just died, and and this is all owned by one person, Barber. Well, I don't know his first name. It's owned by one person. Absolutely incredible. So he sent people up to go look at the collection, and I guess they're bringing some of that collection down here. They're purchasing some pieces. But wow, it's incredible. Caleb, did you have fun? He said, because he didn't get a toy. But we can't always get toys in life. So now we're gonna get some lunch and head over to the Mustang Museum. I mean, this should be the destination, but we did come here for the Mustang Museum. So we are gonna go do that, And we might end up camping again somewhere else because we're trying to squeeze so much in today and we still have to drive back to Knoxville. So we might end up camping again tonight. But all right, that's enough of this long update. Oh my gosh, that last museum was so big. This is going to be hard to follow. Are you still excited for this one too, Caleb? Awesome. He's very excited, although it doesn't sound like it. Here we are at Mustang Museum of America. Well, we just got out. Very cool museum. Obviously way smaller compared to what we were just at, but still awesome. I wish we would have driven our 66 or one of the 66s here. I told Caleb initially that's what the plan was at some point, but it just worked out that we took the camper and did all this stuff instead. So very fun trip. This is actually a non-for-profit. A family started it, and a lot of the cars in there were donations and stuff from families who they had a Mustang in the family, somebody died, and they just didn't want to take care of it, so they donated it to these guys. So if you ever have a Mustang, consider donating it here, because it was pretty cool. Really special place. I'm glad we have stuff like this here in America. So we're all done with this stuff here in Alabama. Now we're going to head back up to Tennessee, and we're going to go to a National Drive Electric Week event in Nashville. And there's going to be a couple Rivians there, and Caleb loves Rivians. So I think he's excited about that. But that's it for now. Time to hit the road. Well, Caleb and I are doing really well. He's back there watching Wally, and I'm doing all the driving. This has all been pretty good so far, knock on wood, but I'll show you guys the numbers. So I've been driving pretty much all day today on just the truck's battery here. And I've also been driving a little bit faster, we've got a lot of stuff to do. So I've had the cruise set at 68 instead of 65, and we're getting 2 miles per kilowatt hour now. Yeah, I know. I keep getting that notification. It's a really annoying thing. Like, I'll have my hand on the steering wheel, but the truck isn't sensitive enough, like the Tesla, just to notice my hand on the steering wheel. So I constantly have to nudge the steering wheel, which shakes us all, which just makes it even more unsafe. So it's a frustrating thing. Ford needs to get better. Hopefully with the new version of autopilot that gets better, but it's constantly dinging, even with my hand on the steering wheel. But the car is saying we have 77 miles of range left on the guessometer, and my voltages down here are finally getting close to the same. If you remember in the previous clips, I was saying that I only charged the truck last night, so the truck's voltage was way higher than the voltage in the T-Rex. I kind of cheaped out at the RV park because
I only paid for a 30 amp parking spot and I should have gone with a 50 amp. If I had paid for the 50, I could have charged both of them, but it was gonna be like $30 more. But anyway, so I have to charge. So we are 6 minutes away from a DC fast charging station. It'll be the first time in this whole trip that we've charged, except for that little bit at the first museum. But we're gonna stop there and charge both of them. And it's great timing because the voltages are the same now. So right now I can actually hit my button, put them both in parallel, and now they're transferring 3 amps. It's hard to say when we're moving exactly how much is being used to balance the voltage of the 2 battery packs, or some is using for driving. But anyways, they're gonna be in parallel. We're gonna go here and charge at the DC charging station just enough to get through Nashville, go to the EV show there, and then we have another camping site that I reserved, and that one has a 50 amp plug there for us. She was very confused. I told her I only had a little 13-foot trailer, but I needed 50 amps, and she was like, well, that's unusual. I didn't want to tell her that I had an EV truck because sometimes people will try to charge you more because you're using more power. So yeah, she thought that was weird, but we're gonna be around probably a bunch of 30-footers. But here's my exit. I'm getting off. We're gonna charge. More to come. Well, it's pretty horrible. I'm sticking out here in traffic, but there's not really much I can do. It's a pretty bad position here, but we are here fast charging. Looks like it's saying done at 4:05 Saturday. That's definitely not right. But we've got 77 amps going into the T-Rex. Part of that, I think, is they're still balancing, when we're actually only getting 88 kilowatts. That's terrible. And we're at a 350 kilowatt station. So that's really, really bad. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to be here for a while, gumming up traffic. Definitely not ideal. Wish it was charging faster. Well, Caleb and I have made it to Nashville, Tennessee. Man, what a long day. A lot of stuff going on. But we are here at the National Drive Electric Week event. I'm starting filming now because usually when I get out of the car at these events, yep, there it is. It's not very big, is it, Caleb? I get bombarded. So just want to give you a quick update. For some reason, my miles per kilowatt hour was much less. I was going a little faster, but I'm surprised it's so much less. 2 miles per kilowatt hour is what I was averaging. And you can see my voltages right down there. 344 volts. And here we are.
I saw the lightning and the review.
You already did? Wow. Should we take off now that you already saw those two? No? Okay, you want to hang out and go see them? All right.
Daddy?
Yeah. This is going to be super tight. Oh my goodness. I'm going to try to go right here.
Daddy, there's the lightning.
Okay.
There's a test over there. Oh, and a Mach-E.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be, holy cow, really tight to get out of here. Hopefully I can do this. But all right, let's get out. This is a tiny, tiny event. Holy cow. But we'll get out, play around, talk to people. Yay. Well, hopefully you guys can see me. The sun is setting. It's getting pretty late. It's 6:30 here right now. The sun is going down. Pretty nice sky here right now, actually. It's pretty awesome. But we had just a little scare when I left the National Drive Electric Week event over there in Nashville. My truck here was completely shut down. It did not want to turn on to drive. It's the first time that's happened with this truck, and I've had this connected quite a bit. But what I've done is kind of crazy, I'll just say it, and some of the computers in these high-tech cars just might not like it, and I know exactly what had happened. There's a setting in the screen that you can keep your truck from turning off after 30 minutes, and I usually hit that button so it just stays on, and when I park, I leave them both connected all the time, leave the car on, and there's no issues. That's what I've always done. It's just easier that way. But when I got there, of course, people wanted to talk, and that's awesome. I love people want to learn about this stuff, and I forgot to hit that button. So the truck shut down, but when it shut down, it still sees the high voltage DC coming from the camper. So the truck and its computer say, WTF is this? And it had all kinds of warnings on the screen. What is really nice though, I love that Holly sent me this Diablo Sport tuner display here, because that thing bailed my ass out, honestly. There's an option in there where you can clear codes, and I haven't had that ability to do in any other vehicle that I've had this trailer connected to. And it helps that the Ford is so easy, and it's kind of like, okay, no problem, nothing to see here. So it's pretty awesome that the truck takes it, and it's great that I have this to clear codes if I need to. So it's just right here, diagnostics, and clear the code myself. So thank God that was no issue. We're nearing the tail end of our trip. We're going to the campground. We're going to charge at 50 amps there. That probably won't fill both battery packs overnight. Like an overnight charge will usually just fill the truck. So I doubt it's going to fill a whole separate battery pack. So we'll leave with, I don't know, maybe a 60% charge tomorrow, and that'll be more than enough to get us all the way home to Knoxville. So that's your quick, not so quick update and everything that's going on. Still very happy with the performance of everything. Met some really great people over there in Nashville. I wish I got there earlier, and I wish I could have stayed longer, but we had an hour drive from there to our campground, so we had to head out. But man, that was a heck of an event. The people who put that on, they had a full stage, a huge stage with 4 different sets of music between like noon and 5. It was awesome. I definitely plan on attending that event more. I love supporting people when they put in that much effort, and it was kind of a small event, so I encourage you guys to go check that out in future years. But that's enough for now. Sorry for talking so much, but I can't communicate with you telepathically, so I don't really know how else to tell you everything that is going on. Yes, I know, the car constantly dings. Pay attention to the road. I'm paying attention to the road. I'm gonna pay attention to the road. More to come. So here we are going through the twisty turny mountains. Pretty crazy. It's dark, but we're doing okay. I'm following these instructions in this email to get us there. So our numbers are looking fine. You can see actually, so we're going downhill finally. We've been going uphill for a while. I'm still have my foot on the accelerator. When I let off, you can see the negative 35, negative 45. All that is regenerative power going into the T-Rex camper. Just in case you were curious. So we're doing regen on the way down this hill finally. I'm sure we used quite a bit going up. We are at 15% state of charge with the OEM battery here, the battery inside the Ford Lightning. And we're moving along. Some people might be worried at 15%, but I'm gaining confidence every trip that I take that this T-Rex camper has performed well and done well for us, been reliable for us. I wish we could actually see stuff around us, but sure we will see it tomorrow. Looks like that might be a light coming up. The display's in dark mode, night mode. All right, well, I'm gonna put the camera down and pay attention 100% to the road. Wow, this is out there. We have no cell phone reception. Oh, wait a second. It just clicked on, we have cell phone reception. Yeah, we've been driving for a little bit. There is our route, you can see it right there. This has been interesting, and we are getting closer and closer. We are 3 minutes away. This is exciting. I can't wait to get there. What a long day, Caleb, huh?
Yeah.
We did a lot today.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
Okay, sounds good.
Your destination is on the left.
Thanks. The code is... There we go. And then, I think this is somebody that works here. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We've made it.
Very good. Those are some wild lights on the back of that camper.
Yeah.
I've never seen any like that before.
Yeah, I made it really bright because...
They stand out.
Good. I don't want anybody rear-ending me.
Oh, if they can't see that, then they shouldn't be driving.
Exactly. That's what I always said. That's what I thought when I put them in. Yeah, it's actually 2 truck light bars. So you know those things that people put on the tailgates?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, top and bottom.
Wow.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you saw.
Yes, that's cool.
Well, you must work here, so can I follow you? Do you know where I'm
We're
going?
going to 52.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
All right, I'll take you right to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Man, both campgrounds, you probably can't see me or Caleb. Both campgrounds, people have been so nice. That is awesome. You don't get that kind of service at hotels. This one right here in front of you. Okay.
This one right here.
Perfect. Is it a drive-through or a back end?
It's a back end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll back it in.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Hey, YouTube. We're getting all settled in, but we have
The fire.
a slightly major problem. Unfortunately, the 240 volt here is not working. So we specifically came here because they had 240 volts at 50 amps and it's not working. So again, I am charging just the truck on 110 volts. We only have, I think, 2 hours to go home tomorrow, but it's going to be kind of a major problem because there weren't a lot of charging stations between Knoxville and Nashville when I checked. Which leads us to the last thing, is that there's no internet. Like, we are so far out, I don't even have cell phone data. So we are really, really camping right now with no data, no internet. Can't even tell my wife that we made it here safely. So I can't check the route tomorrow. We don't have enough power to get home. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be an adventure. But for now, Caleb and I are going to bed. Say goodnight, YouTube.
Good night, YouTube.
See you tomorrow.
Wow, Caleb. Look at where we're waking up to. Good morning. This is an amazing view to wake up to. Do you know why there's steam over the water here, Caleb?
Why?
Because the water is a higher temperature than the air. So the air is cold, so it's steaming a little bit.
Daddy, let's go to the beach, not the water.
We will, but wow, this is beautiful. The beach is right down this way.
This is the beach.
Yeah.
This is the playground.
Oh, it's around here somewhere. Oh, good morning. Do some morning fishing. Nice.
There's the playground.
Yeah.
There's the playground.
I see it. Wow, Caleb, this is pretty awesome. This is better than our last campground for sure.
Daddy,
Yeah.
I'm cold.
Okay. I told you it was going to be chilly. Wow, this is a nice place to wake up. I'll have links in the description below if anybody wants to stay at this place or the last place. This is pretty cool. Man, that looks so nice.
I didn't know you were making a video.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do a little more exploring and there'll be more to come.
Wow, we are out there. Right now we are on a single lane road. Still no internet. Oh, just got 1 bar of LTE. Wasn't able to get much range last night on 100 volts, unfortunately, but we had a great night's sleep. It was so peaceful there. It was so calm, waking up and seeing the steam on the water. It was just beautiful. Very nice place. No internet, which is just, I know it's how I grew up, camping with no internet, no phones, but yeah, it was definitely different. I haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, so we are heading home. Wow, look at that place. This is rural America, single lane road. I'm going slow, really hoping no other vehicles come down this road. But we've got to get down to the highway so we can get to a Sam's Club, and we're gonna have to DC fast charge for a little while just to get home. But man, we've had an amazing trip. This has been so much fun. Have you had fun, Caleb?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. That's about as excited. Oh, there's a deer up there. Oh, a couple of them. I haven't seen deer in a long time. Up in New York, we had deer everywhere, even downtown. But there it is. Yeah, I haven't seen any deer since coming down here to Tennessee for some reason. All right, well, we got a bit of a drive, only about, I think, 2.5 hours, something like that. And we lose an hour going between Nashville and Knoxville. But I have to go home in time to watch my Buffalo Bills. So we're heading out right now. It is 9:30. Uh-oh, there's a truck up here. All right, hope this isn't going to be a mugging. Well, we are here at our last stop before home.
Caleb's getting comfy in the camper because we don't really have a choice. This charging station is moving crazy slow. I hate when this happens. It's one of the big downfalls of EVs. Of course, we need more charging stations, more of a network, but they also need to work. I was at charging station number 1 over here. I tried both plugs and I was getting 34 kilowatts, and it's a 350 kilowatt station, so there's no reason that should be happening. I mean, they invest all this money. I'm gonna be here an hour and I could have been here for 10 minutes. It sucks. So I swung around, came over to this one, and I'm getting 70 kilowatts. So it's half of what I should normally get with this Lightning. So that's a big bummer. We're still gonna be here probably another 45 minutes or so. But honestly, we wouldn't have had to even charge publicly at all if the 50 amp charging plugs at the campgrounds we were at actually were working. So that's another bummer. So this whole trip could have been well, not charge free because we'd be charging at the campground, but stop free. We can just go through, stop at the campground, plug in, play, do all that stuff, and not charge publicly, and it wouldn't cost us any money. But here, unfortunately, I got to pay money for really slow charging. So we're just gonna screw around, waste some time. Caleb's making himself in the at home in the camper. He grabbed all of the pillows and put them in here. Because when I'm traveling, I usually move the cooler over to here and keep it up here. So just the slightly better weight balance, because normally the cooler is all the way in the back, which is like the worst balance. And he's having a lot of fun. I hear you, buddy. So that's it for now. And hopefully the next recording is going to be the wrap up at home. Cross our fingers. Hey, yeah, so we're only 10 minutes from home. We're both very pooped. We crammed in a ton to this weekend. I'm looking forward to going home and taking a shower and actually using some soap and just going to sleep. We had a great time. So much stuff. I don't even know what to say. We crammed in so many things. I've talked to probably 100 people this weekend, and none of them knew anything about the range extending trailer. So that means you guys, my loyal followers who are still watching this video after 20 minutes, you're not sharing my videos. You're not telling people about this stuff. I want to show people the possibility of what you can do while towing with an EV. Granted, not everybody has, well, nobody has a range extending trailer, but it's something that somebody with a lot more money than me could actually make and mass produce. So I like showing the possibilities of stuff, what could be done with the right ambition. So please like, share, subscribe. I'm really excited about